Hello there, everyone. I hope that you are having a fantastic day. I am popping in to talk about the F word, not the F word that you're thinking. Today, I want to chat about three things that make us, probably as Americans, really queasy. I want to talk about grief, finances, and failure. Three things. Three things that probably me just saying those words out loud to you makes you queasy and uncomfortable. And yeah, I bet all of a sudden, just hearing those words, I bet there was constriction, grief, finances, failure. I guess there's two F words in there. I recently, last Tuesday, not this past Tuesday, but the one before, published a podcast called Grief, Failure, Surrender, and Growth about my personal journey over the last 2 months. And in that personal journey, I've encountered a ton of grief. I've definitely been faced with what I would call financial failure, but growth and surrender. Surrender led to growth, surrender leading to growth. So in some ways, there's a bit of a happy story. I think that the message that I sent out in this particular podcast was probably useful to a lot of folks out there. And it's an episode that evoked more personal messages from people that listened than any other episode I have listened to. But the really fascinating and interesting thing about that for me was that no one has been comfortable to share that episode. So a lot of people have listened to it. A lot of people have commented privately. I think that I probably could have spoken about my sexual escapades and had it shared more and probably had more comments than had I talked about the subjects that I was talking about. I find that so fascinating and so interesting, and it's kind of got me riled up today. So did you listen to that episode? What did you think about it? What did you really, really think about it? And if it was important to you, if you thought it was interesting, if you thought that it was powerful in some way, would you share it? If so, why? Please go ahead and do that. If not, maybe you can comment or shoot me a private message on why not, because I'm curious. I'd really like to know. The other reason I am popping on today is because earlier this morning, I work part-time for Trad Local First, and I got to attend our last of a 4-part educational series that Ziddy Nomalo presented, and she talked about conveying your message. So, it really ties into the last episode that I did. She gave us a little formula on how to convey our message, and I want to share that with all of you today. So, according to the Huffington Post, over 900 million people are unfulfilled in their work. I mean, that was certainly by far me before I started doing the work that I'm doing now, which is why that episode from last week is so important. And it's why I do the work that I do now. I was really unfulfilled. I spent over a decade completely and utterly unfulfilled in the work that I did. That's not to say it was a bad company. No. It was really just that me personally, it did not fill me up. And, being unfulfilled in your work is costing you. It is costing you connection with yourself and others. It is costing you your health. It is costing you friendships, and it is actually costing you a higher salary, because if you are not fulfilled in the work that you're doing, you're not going to go the extra mile when you need to. You're not going to be in a position to put your name in the hat to take a different position within the company to earn more money. I mean, you're really limiting your earning potential. So it's costing you relationship with yourself and others. It is costing you health, I'm sure, and it is costing you probably wages. And that's something that I think is really important to consider. And so, this work that we're doing, that I'm doing here with Yoke and Abundance, be it the gamut, right? Be it the Wise Women panels, be it the group coaching, the individual coaching, the workshops, the retreats, all of that is about developing a connection with yourself, developing a connection with others. It is developing that internal connection, connecting with your purpose and your why and your core values. Because once you connect with your purpose, your why, your core values, you can see where in your life you are in alignment with those things and where you are not in alignment with those things. And it can help you figure out how to get back on track to lead a more fulfilling life. Because when you are more fulfilled in the work that you're doing, your connection with yourself is going to be better, your connection with your family, your friends, your spouse, your kids, all of that's going to be better. It's also going to lead towards a better relationship with yourself, with your health, and it's going to increase your earning potential because you're going to be happier, you're going to be more joyful, you're going to be more willing to take risks. So if any of that resonated with you, you can do two things. One, you can message me to set up a 30-minute free power hour, or excuse me, 30-minute free discovery call. Power hour is going to cost you. 30-minute free discovery call to see if coaching is right for you. And, or maybe you need me to come speak to a group that you're working with. Maybe you need someone to go talk about why, core values, grief, failure, surrender, growth. Maybe you need someone to talk about connection, community, developing community. Whatever it is, check it out. And I hope that you will do one of those two things so that we can get you more connected to yourself, more connected to the people around you, and potentially increase your earning potential. So can't wait to hear what you think of the podcast, and I can't wait to hear from you in general. Talk to you soon.